Alright, so we're going to do our power rankings for this season. It's the first time we're doing power rankings. So how it's going to work is each of me and my two assistants here, Caden and David.
What's up, brother?
All three of us.
Alright.
David's just not going to do that, I guess.
Howdy. I was in the kitchen.
There we go. All three of us submitted a list of what we thought the top teams were in order. To be clear, this is not counting the pilot of the team, so you could be like, amazing, and we don't care. You could also be garbage, and we don't care either. So, all three of us submitted our lists. We took the average ranking of all three of us, and we used that to determine your place in the power rankings. On top of that, if there was a tie, there was a few, we used the placement of where you drafted to break the tie. So if you drafted first, you got a higher placing than the person that drafted second. We will start from the lowest position and move our way towards the top. So our first team is going to be the Federal Feraligators. What do you guys think? At 16.
This is the team of all time, bro.
See, I think it was honestly more fine before the mass switching.
See, I haven't decided.
What was the mass switching? When did you switch?
He 14 Pokemon, it feels like.
Here, I can actually
Not
pull
actually.
it up.
Oh wait, yeah. There's the transactions page.
There is the transactions page.
Transactions. Okay.
So here you can see everybody's transactions actually. So Vincent is the coach of the Federal Feraligators, and the moves that he made from the original draft was dropping Hisuian Braviary, adding Lucario. He dropped Mega Tyranitar, added Hoopa Unbound, who he also made a Terra Captain. Dropped Incineroar, added Hisuian Gudra, an all-star of our league. Dropped Aaron, I guess, and added Ribombee. Dropped Alolan Muck, added Slacking. Dropped Gardevoir and added Ditto. Oh, to be clear, all three of us rated this team at 16 points. At the 16th position.
I think Alolan Muck being dropped sucks. I think he's so good.
And then I agree. I can agree on that. And then I also think having picked up Hisuian Gudra is kind of redundant while also having Archaladon.
Same thing.
It's like,
yeah, I agree.
I truly feel like Archaladon is just better Hisuian Gudra, just like pure looking at. So it's like, just feels a little redundant. So it's like, I don't know why you would ever bring. I guess. I mean, I was gonna say.
I kind of have the opposite perspective on these pickups, right? So like, I kind of respect it because, okay, hear me out. This team, even before the pickups, was not like incredible by any means. It was probably still gonna hit a 15 or 16 in our power rankings. I have to say that maybe the play was just go for the scam potential here. I think Hoopa Unbound is a great scam Pokemon. Like, you could just take out teams with this thing for no reason.
It's like one of the better Terra Captains for sure.
700 BST or whatever.
Like, adding Lucario for just random E-Speed slander is kind of funny. I don't know, but Ribombee has webs access. Now, I'm not going to defend Hisuian Gudra, and I'm not going to defend Slacking, but I really kind of agree with the others, like, maybe it makes sense. That being said, this team has its own problems.
I like the web. I do like the rain mode it's got.
The rain mode is really strong.
I am a big Swampert guy. So seeing Mega Swampert's really fire, especially with the goat Pelipper here, big gulp, and then Archaladon as well. Archaladon's what is it? It's Thundershot. What is it called?
Electroshot.
Electroshot, being able to use one turn, kind of crazy.
I think.
And then, Archaladon in rain is kind of nasty, so it's like it's gonna be pretty cool to see.
Just don't forget. Kind of slept on here. I think the Pokemon
but it's
really good.
Excadrill is busted as well.
It
I don't,
is, but
I don't
it's
think it
like,
helps this team in general.
bingo.
But like,
I think he's just
as
really weak to fighting here.
I don't see.
He's like
It's not.
quad weak. He's like 8 weaknesses to ground, right? Something ridiculous.
Yeah, I believe there's a lot. There's a lot of.
Oh yeah,
ground
ground does not
weaknesses.
resist ground, so
So I don't. I think he
Excadrill
has
just
literally Rabombi as the resistance. I could be like coping here, but I think that's literally the only one. Oh, Pelipper is immune.
immune, yeah.
So it looks like we have 6 fighting weaknesses, 5 ground weaknesses.
But guys, Terra Hoopa will fix it all.
Hoopa could probably just sweep some teams.
Oh, it probably will. The other thing that I actually kind of like about this team is that holy shit, the hazards are kind of on point.
The hazards do go kind of nuclear.
Yeah, I don't understand how he managed to pull a decent hazard game out of this with like webs, double rock setters, and like
Triple.
Oh, it's-
Marcelo on rocks too.
Oh, you're right. I forgot about that. So
Bruh.
like it's
Don't
kind
know
of
why.
okay. He's got some decent slow pivots with Pelipper and Lantern. There's things to do
Better
here.
spinners ever.
There's things to do here. But again, I just think the type diversity is like so bad that like it's kind of tough in certain matchups that can like
Yeah.
abuse you, and you're
Like-
kind of forecasted that you're gonna do raid like all the time.
Yeah, like he
Forecast.
goes up against like
Casted.
Landorus. Like Landorus, it's just kind of tough. Or like not Dragapult. What's the Donphan? What's the Donphan one?
Great Tusk.
Great Tusk.
Tusk is. I feel like Great Tusk isn't that bad though, because you can just like slam it with like Swampert in rain.
True.
I think you're more worried about like slow kings, right? They come in, they ruin your rain, and then they just don't give a shit about you.
True. Just yeah.
I also think
True,
you're
true,
worried about any somewhat fast fighting type or even a priority move like a Conk Helder with a nice Mach Punch just fucking ruins your life.
Bang!
I'm a little less worried about it because I feel like Archaladon, if you can like somehow manage to get stamina going, is like so hard to kill that it doesn't matter.
Well, but then he
But-
runs into like one of the Urshifus or whatever, like Dark Urshifu kind of just go through.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with this team that isn't the type diversity
Yeah.
that we're still. I'm sorry. This isn't meant to be like I'm gonna like obliterate teams. By the way,
Nothing
This
over
is like-
15.
yeah, nothing is over 15 in points. So like when we actually look at this on the draft board here, I need to swap to the actual board. The top Pokemon that he has is what?
Excadrill Hoopa.
It's Excadrill or Archaladon, and those are just 15s. We have 5 tiers higher, and I don't know how you beat Pokemon like Chien-Pao, Dragapult, and Mega Latios with this team because there's just not enough power to do it. Like
Yeah.
you kind of just
I mean,
get steamrolled.
I haven't even mentioned that there are 2 Pokemon who break the 100 speed tier. One of them is Rabombi, who dies to fucking
Everything.
like a
And
whisper.
one is
And
slacking.
one can only
That-
attack once every 2 turns.
Once every
Yeah.
just
That
use
is-
yawn. Just yawn.
I mean, you just gotta believe in the Swift Swim Swampert, man. You just
Yeah, I'm
gotta
gonna say
believe
like
in it.
he can scam though. This
Yeah.
is scam potential.
Obviously, we gotta give some constructive feedback. What do you guys think that this team could do to like not be 16th in the league?
This won't be the first time, or this won't be the last time I say this, but just pick one gimmick. Just do
Yeah.
one funny thing, and then do that really well.
Yeah, that is something that I think is a reoccurring theme in this league.
I think slacking is kind of fucking mid. I think he could
Yeah.
probably drop. Not even drop. I think he could switch his Terra to literally anything else.
Yeah. I think the thing that I would recommend for this team the most is actually to pick up some
Dude, he has
Pokemon
two-
like
He has 2 points left. He could drop slacking and like.
that's what I'm saying.
Oh my,
Um,
yeah.
But I think some of the Pokemon that I'm going to recommend picking up is something like Dragonite. Could be
Yeah.
interesting. You could either I see 2 directions for this team. Number 1, you embrace the Hoopa and you just like fuck rain, like just drop the whole fucking rain package. I don't know if this is doable, but like maybe you have the transactions necessary to make it work. You go like Chi-Yu, Hoopa, some other garbage, and you just try to like power through stuff, or you can fully go rain and just like grab like Barraskewda, grab like a Terra Iron Jugulus, and like kind of try to sweep that way. This
You know,
Pokemon
I
is
would be
super
fine.
powerful.
Honestly, I'd be fine and excited to see Rain because I think we've only ever had one
Yeah.
person do it. It was Kyler, right?
And it did quite well.
It did. It got him to
That being-
semifinals, didn't it?
I mean, that being said, he also had like Chien Pao and Iron Boulder, so that might be a little bit of a.
Jesus.
That is true.
That was
He was an Archelodon abuser too, right?
Yeah, he was an Archelodon abuser as well.
It is.
But yeah,
the
like
one time he
I
didn't
think-
have rain.
yeah, I think stuff like Iron Jugulus, Beartic is pretty good. Barrascuda,
Mhm.
all of these can really like.
Just commit to the brain bit.
Just commit to the rain bit, fully embrace your scam, and go for it. Maybe another decent rain setter. I mean, like not like one with drizzle, but like
Yeah.
somebody who could just like manually click rain, and like it'll make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because like we actually do have a decent amount of weather.
Yeah, we have a lot of weather in this league, and
We
you
don't
know,
have any sunsetters somehow.
yeah,
Oh, there's a. I thought we had a Ninetales somewhere.
no, I don't think so.
Wait, did someone pick it up in transaction?
I swear someone
believe
picked
so.
it up.
I love
Word.
Ninetales, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll move on to our next team, which is actually the
Other weather team. Well, it is
um,
Polytoad.
It's the Planet of the Annihilapes.
Um,
You guys notice a common theme on this team. By the way, it's Monday, so like any
Oh, wait.
games that happen,
Yeah, the one
we,
tomorrow.
we do not know. We do not know anything. So this will probably
Yeah,
happen. I don't know, maybe Thursday or Friday. So this team, I feel like, is the same story as what we just talked about.
No type diversity.
Yeah, we have like what 3 flying types, 4 water types, 2 water types that are also water grounds. I don't know. I see what the actual plant was with those, but yeah, this is rain sand.
So, I will say though, his speed tiers are pretty good. Yeah, they work well. He's got fast Pokemon. I will say.
Well, like, cause he's got like, I mean, not really though, cause we were
Yeah,
looking
he's
at-
missing. I guess you're right. He's
we're
missing
looking
like.
at base 100, and then we go to 150, unless you count Zebstrika, which that's barely a Pokemon, so I don't.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know,
It's
bro.
kinda stuck at 100.
Everybody said this was the 15 team. I think the most egregious thing on this team that isn't the fact that we have. I just want to mention this. I don't know if it's actually an egregious part of this team. Zapdos is like the worst Terra Captain I've ever seen. It's not actually the worst one because we have worse ones coming up, but Zapdos is a really, really bad Terra Captain.
Why this?
Okay,
can be parried.
so Zapdos doesn't. It's not a sweeper, right? So you're not gaining anything out of like offensively tearing this Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you can break something, kind of. Like it's fine. So you're really tearing a defensive Pokemon. This is a Pokemon with only a weakness to Ice and Rock. What are you tearing into that like is so significantly better than Electric Flying that warrants this being a 15-point Terra Captain?
Champo.
It's like, like fighting for Chien Pao. That's like, Like, by the way, and one of the reasons I'm saying this is we have a really good two really good Terra Captains that are literally right next to this Pokemon on this team.
Yeah.
I think both of Dracovish and Tyranitar would be incredible Terra Captains.
I think Dracovish could be a crazy Terra Captain.
Dracovish is the scam god, bro.
he really is.
Dude, yeah, it's like if you get honestly, if you could get him in, if you could get him in sand, dude, that'd be so
Terra
sick.
Water and Sand
Does
is
Zapdos like not have any setup at all? Like, no
no.
nasty blood.
No, I don't even think he gets like nasty blood.
I don't think he gets Calm Mind either. I could check.
It's agility. That's it.
Let me pull it up.
Rip.
That's fucking crazy. Oh yeah, I just pulled it up. He only gets agility.
Yeah.
Maybe Nat Pack gets some more.
Let me check. I have it pulled up. I probably should stream this to you guys. It appears, yeah, he gets Weather Ball. That's kind of nice, right? Yeah, that's it.
Damn,
It's
bro.
just agility, light screen. Yeah, this thing just doesn't. There's no reason to tear this thing.
I guess if you wanted to, like, make someone proc static on you, I don't know.
Like again, I feel like the best typing to do that with is Electric Flying 99% of the time.
Yeah.
And like if you're trying to hit like a ground type that's gonna do it, like what are you getting hit by Earthquake? Like okay, you're not gonna proc static anyway. I don't know. I think Zapdos is a really bad Terra Captain. So
Yeah.
especially when you have access to Tyranitar and Dracovish right there.
True.
Speaking of another really weird Terra Captain selection, Gastrodon.
Yeah,
I
Gastron
think-
loves being water ground, bro.
It's like
It really
the only
does.
thing that he's good at.
Loves it.
And we have Seismitoad. It's literally sitting right next to it.
I think you could have both of them on the team if Seismitoad was the Terra Captain.
Maybe if you were like completely committed to the bit. Okay. Here's what I don't understand. Where's the rain mode on this team? Like,
Polytoad? What?
it's just Polytoad, right?
Yeah.
Like, are we really trying to outspeed people with Dracovish in rain?
Well-
like, I guess you Scarf, but like he's still like what, 75 base speed? Like, this is
Seismitoad.
incredible.
Is it Seismitoad?
Seismitoad does have Swift Swim,
Dude, the fast. And then he could.
and that's it.
Then potentially he could do Thunder
Zapdos is
with
good.
Zapdos.
Zapdos has Hurricane as well, so
Ooh,
there is
true.
like a couple of things to do in rain. But like, I mean, Landorus doesn't even get Hurricane if I remember right.
Now, if he had Tornadus, we would be cooking.
Yeah, if he had Tornadus, we'd be like, this thing would be crazy. I guess he has Weather Ball on this, but like again, I don't know, guys.
Oh, does Mega Aerodactyl have
He's
something?
Zapdos, what do you mean?
Zapdos, yeah, Zapdos has Hurricane, but what's it doesn't? Landorus
Lando.
doesn't.
Oh, you're pointing to Landorus, my fault.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
about
know.
that new? What's that new move he learned?
Sandsteer Storm. Sandsteer Storm.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know what
yeah, it can't miss in rain, but it's just a 100 base accurate ground type move. So it's just like slightly better earth power.
Is it 100 or is it 90?
Accuracy or power?
Yeah.
Accuracy it's
power.
80 it's 100 base power. So it is slightly better than earth power in rain. But
In rain.
I mean,
Gotcha.
otherwise it's 80% accurate. I honest to God still wouldn't run it because like if you counter the rain, it's just like completely over.
It's a little feisty.
Why does Landorus want to be in rain?
He doesn't.
He doesn't.
Yeah,
I guess he can like weather ball. It's kind of nice.
true.
He's
Is
not like
it, dude?
awful in it, but it's like
I mean, but
not great.
what's he weather ball?
Just don't know.
What
Like,
I-
again, commit to the bit, you know? Either be a sand team or be a rain team.
I agree. The other thing that I think is really awkward is that sand and rain are like one of the two worst weather combinations to top together, because sunny day like hard crushes you both ways. Because especially since you have double water ground, four of your Pokemon have no stab option, basically. If you sunny day them, it's just not the way to go.
Also,
I mean, like,
what is,
I'm fully
who's
aware.
Del-
I'm fully aware, guys. This is a meme team. Like, I understand, but like, for the like point of this video, we can't just like, oh, it's a meme team. Like, that doesn't, say anything.
Team team can still cook, like, it's happened.
I agree. Mega Aerodactyl is a choice. It's fine.
He's pretty good.
He's good.
He's good.
I wish he had U-turn.
Does he not have, like, baton pass or anything?
No. But yeah, he's a cool Pokemon. I think there's a lot of cool Pokemon. Here's what I like about this team. There's a lot of power on this team. There's like a lot of individually good Pokemon.
Yeah,
Um,
so that he
it's
could
just
just
that
pick.
like kind of like don't help each other.
They're not synergistic really,
Yeah.
and he's very weak to ice.
Ice, yes. Freeze Dry absolutely tears a hole through this team in like 20 seconds. Yeah, it's pretty,
Yeah,
pretty
like
tough.
and like Ice Shard as well, and it's like
Kind of nice.
Yeah. The other thing that I'll mention real quick before we move on is that this team actually has crazy hazards. Like,
it does.
there is like so many hazard setters, so you actually
I
do
just
have to
dodge
keep
better.
like
But-
almost half the team is hazard setters. Actually,
thing
half
is,
the team
though,
is
is
hazard setters.
But he does not have a spinner.
He does not have a spinner, but he has like 3D foggers.
3D fog, yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not,
but it's like
not sad.
if he's gonna set it, then it's like he doesn't want to just throw it
He
all
would
away.
like to have the option. I think if I was suggesting something for this team, the thing I would suggest, number one, is Houndstone. Get this man a Houndstone.
Dude, I think
This man a
Houndstone could do
Houndstone.
really well here.
Get this man a Houndstone immediately, because it doesn't kill itself in thing. Fluffy makes you get to remove your Fluffy weakness in rain, so there is some rain synergy. If you want to go both ways. Now, again, my actual recommendation is like just drop one of the weather modes, but like that's not,
Not gonna happen.
that's not going to be what's going on.
If they don't drop weather.
If you're not going to drop weather, go Houndstone. Go like some of the better sand abusers, like man, I'm trying to blank. The Mandibuzz is not taken.
Good Excadrill from your boy.
If you
Trade
can,
him.
yeah, if you can figure out the Excadrill trade, that'd be amazing.
Dude, if you can figure out the Axial trade, that could be like
And like specifically get rid of one of these water grounds. And
Probably
maybe one of these
Seismitoad.
flying.
Yeah, get rid of size with the Gastron's just better.
Gastron's pretty sick.
I feel like it's
Oh my gosh.
then you have to get another Swift swimmer, I think. So
Well, Barraskewda's always open.
Bear
yeah,
tick.
Barraskewda is very
Oh,
strong.
Bear Tick.
Beartick's cool, but I feel like it's a little worse on this team than it is on
Really?
the. Yeah, like I don't know. Maybe it's just my imagination.
Wait, if we're going to the sand rush bit, then
Eh.
don't get bear tick.
Yeah.
But who knows what's actually gonna happen?
All right. Well, let's move on to our next team, where we actually have the San Francisco Arcaniners,
Sorry.
helmed by Ethan. None of these teams are like once we like none of these teams are bad. These are we get pretty like we had to like write a lot of stuff to like figure out where the hell we were gonna place a lot of these. So, at least I did.
I personally have a vendetta against Ethan's because dude, he had like 4 Pokemon that I was like totally looking at when like before this season even started. No, like Tapu Lele Sneasler was like something I was cooking for a while, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's cooking right now.
I really like the top 4 of this draft and Melodic.
That's
Um,
crazy.
Melodic is
Melodic is really good.
hate M-board, but that's just a personal thing.
I don't think Emboar is like that good here.
Is
Uh,
Terra
I think Kyurem just does whatever Imbor wants to do better.
Yeah, 'cause he has
Yeah.
a zillion attack, just deletes shit.
But there is some slight scam potential with Imbor, I can't lie.
Really?
Reckless is fucking.
Yeah,
Choice
yeah,
being
yeah.
Reckless is fucking funny as hell.
It is.
True.
He has Head Smash, right?
Yeah.
Ooh,
It's Flare Blitz too. I think it's the
Arrow
electric
Rock.
one.
Yeah, he gets Wild Charge.
Wild Charge, that's what it is.
Manetric's fine here too.
Yeah,
I like
special.
the terrain mode is really strong on this team, especially since there is no priority at all except on Mew. However, that's also like the downside is that you have no priority except on Mew.
Imbor
by the
gets
way-
Sucker Punch.
Yeah, I guess. The other thing I don't like about this team is the speed tiers are a little wonky.
you have the fastest thing alive in Unburdened Sneasler.
Yeah. It's not like bad speed tiers, but like
No,
they're kind of weird. You just missed like the 110 area and you kind of like stack 90, which is a
Yeah.
little odd. It's not bad. Again, I don't think this is a bad speed tier, but it's odd. The other thing that I want to mention about this team is the hazards are like really awkward. It's Regirock and Mew versus the world.
Yeah,
there's just, and then
I guess you can also Toxic Spikes on Sneasler, yes, but
that's not gonna happen.
yeah, that's.
and then what's then his only spinner is Eldegoss.
It is Eldegoss. He is Corviknight, which is
I-
an incredible debugger.
I didn't realize Eldegoss even got spin.
Yeah, it's a little weird. The other thing that's really awkward about this team is the hazard removal is Corviknight, and Tapu Lele is like half your team plan. So
Yeah, you don't want to defog your terrain. I see.
yeah, so it's a
Yeah.
little weird there. That being said, I still think this is a pretty strong draft.
And Corviknight doesn't get protection from priority.
Does
Oh,
Mew
that's
not
true.
Rapid
Yeah,
Spin?
no, Mew does not have Rabbit Spin as defog.
Why the fuck does it not have Rapid Spin?
I don't know. It was never a
Rose
TM.
down.
Huh.
You get bodied.
The other thing that jumps out at me at this team is that there is no electric type, or no, not electric type, ground type, no electric immunity. So
It's kind of tough.
So it sounds like we should swap out like Regirock for a good ground type.
I was
Stealth
thinking,
Rocker.
actually, my suggestion for this team is get rid of Regirock for either Runerigus or Sandaconda.
Runerigus, isn't that a
Runerigus.
rock type?
Runerigus, the Galarian form. It is in fact Ground Ghost.
It's kind of sick. I think that guy's got.
Runerigus?
Yeah, I think he's.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought it was like Configurated.
but
Garand.
I think Sandaconda could be kind of sick here.
I agree. I think Galare spam would be really funny.
I think, but then it's like he probably off. I mean, it's like if Hunter doesn't pick up Houndstone, he could probably pick up Houndstone.
Oh,
I think
go
that'd be cool.
sand, Go like a sand mode. That'd be interesting.
But like semi-sand, it doesn't need to be it. But like,
Oh yeah, like sand mode. Rather than
Yeah,
like a sand
fourth.
team.
Fourth Unova Monkey, Semi-Sand.
dude, stop,
It's a good one, bro.
dude, just stop talking. Do not bring up the monkeys. I hate this thing.
Really like a base stat total of like 200.
Whoa, David, calm down.
It's like Gen 5 has like some of the coolest Pokemon and some of my least favorite Pokemon ever, bro.
The other thing that I'll mention real quick, I don't think it's that big of a deal, but the Terra options on this team are like, they're bad.
Like, I feel like you just always want to tear Milotic out of these three.
I mean, I actually think
Not
it's
really.
Emboar. You don't really want to Terra Milotic anyway.
What?
Water's cracked, bro.
Water's
But it's
really
like you could do
good.
Terra Fairy, which is nice.
Terra Fairy is nice, but you also have to
Has
have
with
the
range.
Lele.
Situations.
You have to have
Oh,
the
I
Lele.
guess you're right. Tapu Lele does like being.
Like, remember when I was using Terra Melodic, it was because I had Iron Valiant as my other fairy. There was no bulky fairy on my team. He
Like,
has
I guess,
like crazy
I guess he wants to like reckless
head smash
like
Terra Rock.
hits. Yeah, Terra Rock hit smash or something.
Now we're talking.
Regirock
pretty funny.
Terra normal explosion.
Yeah,
Good.
Okay. That's cooking.
yeah. I think anything that really my suggestion for this team is get some sort of hazard setter that frees Mew up. Anything to make this thing an expanding force Mew is worth trying. Yeah, that's. I mean, this was a pretty quick one. That was all I really have to say about this. You guys have anything?
I don't know.
Not
It's
really.
not bad. It's just like
It's like,
let's get someone besides Regirock. I don't know. Maybe like I get it. He wants to do Emboar because it's like his boy. But
All right, so here we got the 14th or the 13th place team. We have the Colorado Avalugs, helmed by Alex. I gave this team 14th. By the way,
bro, why?
I don't like it more than.
I thought it
it's
was
like
okay.
It's-
I think it's
it's
like
good.
if Wugtrio was a good water type, it's like not bad. If it was like not Wugtrio, I think this team's so much better.
I want to remember this later if I ever go back to watch this. That Wugtrio was drafted second in the draft. That was before Chien Pao, before like a
Look at the
lot of
speed
Pokemon.
here, dude. Speed tier looks so nice and colorful.
He did learn about speed tiers, I will say that. Yeah, I actually do like the speed tiers. I think 110 to 110 is a little clustered, but otherwise it's pretty okay. But the reason that I have this team so low is actually not because of any of that. It's the fact that we have like 12 Terra cabinet like Pokemon that like really want Terra, and like
Yeah.
there's like 3 Terras to go around, and the rest of
Then-
them just kind of die.
that's true.
So
It's like, I
I'm
think every
getting-
time he's
I'm getting
had
killed.
Kilowatt Roll,
it's a Terra Captain.
yeah, and it's like he's trying to use it this week or whatever, and I was looking at it, and I was like,
It's sad, man. It's really
Yikes.
sad. It got like Volt Switch and Hurricane, and it's like Thunderbolt.
and this
That's
is
your
like
set every week.
How many points is Necrozma?
16.
Okay, so he can't Terra. Okay.
No.
He can't.
Quavo really wants to Terra too, but I mean it's less important.
I think
It can
Quavo's
survive
fine.
without Terra, but it would
Yeah.
really like it. Hydreigon needs the Terra. Entei needs the Terra. Miss Magius really wants the Terra.
Just, yeah,
There's just a
Kinda
lot of
tough.
Terra hogs on this team.
agreed.
What do you guys think of this team? Why do you guys have this team so high?
Because I think
think-
like looking at the type matchup isn't that bad. Like honestly, he has lots of things that cover each other. So I think the synergy is like okay. Doable. Speed tier's nice. Cloudsire's great at what he does.
And then I think like looking at Cartana, it like I think personally I think having Cartana and Coquavel as 2 Moxie users, like with 2 separate typings, like can do some crazy work. I think it could like just truly, and it's like one of them can honestly, it's like one of them could be like they could do like that synthesis set, whatever that's on. You do that synthesis set with Cartana one week, which would be funny. But it's like I think Coquavel is just a super strong. I like Coquavel. I would have probably picked him up if I didn't have the Penguin,
Yeah.
because it's kind of expensive.
Yeah.
But
Got some of the best hazard control, like period.
he
like,
does
yeah.
have hazard
He's
control.
got so much
Oh,
better. He's
and
got so
I-
many hazards to spit out and to defend against.
Yeah.
Like
and I think this team just really works well with Alex because it's like
He does
feel
like
like-
clicking buttons.
he likes clicking buttons.
Here's
Yeah.
the thing. I have an issue with this team for a reason too. It's actually that same issue. Is I don't think there's enough Pokemon that click buttons and do damage.
Really?
So, here's how I see this team. Mega Diancie is your main breaker, and that's good. you want Mega Diancie to be your main breaker. You have Kartana as your. It can break, but it doesn't really want to break because it's not gonna like survive a hit.
You want it to beast boost.
You probably want it to clean. You probably want. Quavel wants to break. Doesn't want to break either. It wants to clean with Moxie. I mean, it can break, but again, it's like it's a more average to low tier breaker. Entei wants to clean as well with E-Speed. Kilowattrel wants to clean up with E-Speed. Necrozma doesn't really want to do either. It kind of still wants to do like some utility shit. And Mismagius wants to clean. So your breaker is just Diancie.
Kilowattrel gets E-Speed?
No. I meant Entei has E-Speed. And Kilowattrel also wants to clean because it's so fast. And Kilowattrel isn't even a Terra Captain, so I don't even think it could do that with it. So, I don't know, man. Like, it's just so hard to get to the position where Kartana can clean that I think it makes it very difficult to make it work.
Well, you're saying, like, he lacks wall breaking potential? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, well, I don't know, man. 181 attack's pretty big, and Hydreigon, Draco Meteor, 125 special attack is also
Hydreigon can break, but I think like strong physical or special walls are like give this team trouble.
I will say he kind of gets ripped through on the special side.
Like I bring a Heatran into this team, right? Like, what is he doing? Like he's just getting cremated, and like that's it.
Clodsire, like.
I think Heatran 1v1's Clodsire. I'm gonna be real with you. Like I think it wins.
Huh?
I think it does, dude. Heatran's really bulky.
I know Heatran's bulky, but that's a ground stab.
Yeah, I mean, like, what if I had an air balloon? Like, it's just
on a blob, bro.
What if I have an air balloon? What if I have a ground resist berry? I don't know. It's too risky, I think.
He is Terra as well.
Yeah, and then like, I don't know. I think that just strong steel types really pose an issue for this team.
Yeah.
But
I wish you would switch out Kartana for Ferrothorn, but Ferrothorn got picked up, didn't he?
I like Kartana Mega Diancie, actually. Here's what I would do. Ready for this? I'd swap out Hydreigon and maybe like some other garbage. Something. Just move out like Hydreigon and like, I don't know, like Mismagius or something. For something like Galarian Darmanitan or like Iron Hands. And just like absolutely thrash physical walls that way. That would be my suggestion for this team.
Yeah.
And those are like the big button clickers, right? So
Galarian, Darmanitan, and Kartana. That is
terrifying, right?
Just like, nothing. No physical wall will survive that duo.
That's pretty rough that's pretty rough against fire types, though.
Well, I mean, like you could also do Iron Hands. I think is almost better.
Ooh, I think Iron Hands
because you get a slow pivot too, which I think helps this team a lot as well.
Clodsire not have any momentum.
No,
it's not.
It is like a dead in the water Pokemon. It is. It comes in and he stacks the hazards, and like maybe you can get out. I actually really like Mega Diancie Clodsire because you can swap in on the taunt and reflect it back. That's kind of cute.
That blocks core change, right?
I don't know the answer to that.
Really? I'm gonna look it up. It's Magic Valve.
Anything else you guys got about this team? I actually feel like that was most of everything for me.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see Necrozma.
Yeah. I think this team is like one switch away from being like a top tier team, and I feel like that's the case with a lot of teams.
For like a lot of these teams, it's like
I feel like a switch away, and they could do some work.
Just finding like one niche and then sticking with it type of shit.
Yeah, I don't feel like this team has that issue. It is pretty streamlined.
Streamlined.
It's almost too far into the niche, in my opinion.
I think we should.
The reverse problem. But
we should probably Terraband Wugtrio next season.
Oh yeah, let's nerf this monster.
Way too good.
Monster.
Core change is not blocked. That's tough.
Yeah, that makes sense. So next up, we have.
Does gold block it?
We have Kyler.
I think Mega Mawile is really hard to build around.
I agree. I think this Pokemon did not get the support it deserved.
Is that a Bronzor? Is that a Terra Bronzor?
I mean, like, what else are you doing with the Terra at that point? You have Skeleturge and Tracheon. You might as well toss it on the 1-point Pokemon. I do like the Terra Captains on this team. They're very, very strong. Tracheon and Skeleturge are, like, pretty good Derek Evans. They're
What is Terrakion? Ground fighting?
rock fighting.
Rock fighting.
He can actually get rock stab. The other thing that's really nice about the team is the type coverage is really strong. He has no significant weakness that you can like just pound through, and he has some like poison, normal, and bug types and fighting. Dragons, they do like nothing into this team. So I really do like how the defensive core of this team works.
Kind of gets pooped on by like ground types, but he's got Lando, so I think it's fine.
Yeah.
And Bulu.
I'm okay. So I think the offensive core of this team is very, very powerful. Greninja, Landorus, and Mawile can do a lot of damage. There's a few things though that make this team a little awkward for me. I think one of the things that's really awkward is that like this is a less obvious case of it, but this is two teams in one team. Toxapex, Skeletor's, and Bulu is a stall team.
Yeah.
And then like there's the rest of your team, right? Like you have a stall core, and then you like just didn't.
Be real. I don't. I'm looking at a Hisuian Zoroark here. I don't really know what he does.
Damage. He's the only special breaker on this team.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, it is a little
That
sad if you have
really
a
blows.
yeah, that's one of the biggest issues that I have with the team is that like there's a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
physical
dang.
offense.
He's a lot of physical.
It is very, very physically offensive.
Can Skeletor should not be considered special breaker? It's like
so
Torch Song,
It can,
or
but
is it
like it's not
just because
like,
he's slow.
He's kind of slow. He's kind of like he kind of wants to sit there and stall you out. And sometimes you're often trying to invest like full defense and full like
Dang.
full like HP. Like this is a stall on
Yeah,
for the most part.
it's not really got
So what are
many.
what are his stab options? Skeletor.
Torch
He's
Song
got
and Shadow
Torch
Ball.
Song. Yeah, that's
He
like,
gets Alluring Voice. He gets Earth Power. He has like good coverage. This is a good Pokemon.
I don't feel like there's any like good Pokemon for him to like disguise as either.
A Lucky maybe. It's fine.
Yeah, like he could be
Greninja's
cool.
okay.
But the
I
thing
like
is,
the
it's like-
Terrakion disguise actually. It's a pretty good.
That could be cool. Yeah.
Because you
doesn't
can
really have much.
the knockoff onto the Terrakion is justified. So
Oh,
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
That's fun. I do like that.
Only spinner is
Stop.
Lucky.
Yeah. I feel like his hazard removal is pretty solid though. Lucky and Landorus T is like a very, very strong hazard removal core, and again he could output a lot of offense.
Do you normally put boots on Lucky? Is that normal?
You can, yeah.
Yeah, I see why not.
I mean, it's like not like you're scarfing this motherfucker, so go for it.
Scarfelic hero, that 822 speed.
Yeah, you will outspeed everything. Yeah, this team has crazy priority, by the way. Mega Mawile, Sucker Punch, Greninja, Water Shuriken, Alecki, E-Speed, and there's another one, I think, but I'm not remembering. I wish Grassy Glide.
Shadow Speak also.
I was gonna say, you know, he probably could pick up like Thwacky or something on this.
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Like
Okay,
he
so
could probably.
let me drop some knowledge here. This team has Mega Mawile and no slow pivots.
Ooh, that kind of blows.
This Mawile is not coming onto the battlefield unless something dies. Like
Kinda tough.
This is my biggest issue with the team. I also believe that Toxapex is like one of the worst picks you can make with Mega Mawile, just
You're such a
because
hater.
I am a
You're
hater of
Toxapex hater,
Toxapex.
bro.
I am a Toxapex hater, but that's also because I believe that Vaporeon is one of the best picks you could make with Mega Mawile. So
With the Whip Passer as well, right?
yeah,
Biologically speaking.
it's a Wish Passer. It's a slow pivot. It's just a really good matchup with it.
Really
And,
good
like,
one.
That's probably the best advice I can give is switch Toxapex for fucking Vaporeon, man. It's way better on this team, and it
It's
actually
the only thing that can. Maybe the only thing that can take a special hit too.
yeah. That is another thing is that his team is super weak on the special side.
Oh
and there's
dang,
not-
bro, it is.
There's not a lot of Assault Vest users either. I mean, I guess you can Assault Vest Bulu, but what are you running for? Grass type
Yeah.
moves? Like, okay.
Dude, Blue just.
Bulu without Fairy Stab is like so sad.
What is his fish? What is his very fast stab?
Dazzling Gleam.
Oh,
Which is kind of blows chunks.
If you had Player,
Damn.
he'd be like
he'd be like an actual
higher, 4 tiers higher.
dude. He'd
He'd
be
be
like an actual usable like grassy user.
He would be like, actually, I think he'd only be a couple of points higher because
I
I still
think
don't
it
think
would-
he's as good as Rillaboom.
Oh, you think he's just outclassed? I see.
I think he's just straight outclassed by Rillaboom.
Really?
Well, I mean, like
Rillaboom is
Rillaboom
goated
gets
as hell.
access to U-turn, he gets access to knockoff, he gets access to high
Is he-
horsepower.
Does
Like,
Bulu
Does-
take Grassy Glide?
huh?
He does.
No, he doesn't.
What? Rillaboom?
God.
No, Bulu. Bulu
Boo-
does not get Glagrass.
Maybe
Bruh.
if they add him into the newer games, and if
He
he
had
comes back, and give him some
nah,
sauce.
nah. He was in Gen 8, guys. He was in Gen 8. He did not
He
get
was in
Grassy
Gen 8
Glide.
and still
had-
didn't get it?
No.
Dude.
They've
Guys,
had time to think about it. Gen
all
2,
right.
and they're gonna give it to
You know
him.
what? You know what? For this, they're buffing Incineroar. He's getting Grassy Glide.
Yeah.
He's actually getting Scald.
You're
Yeah.
gonna take Scold away from everyone else. It's just gonna be Incineroar.
Incineroar.
and Scold.
Dude, now we're
And
talking.
Emboar. That's
now
it.
we're cooking. Yeah. So my biggest thing is get Vaporeon. It's good. The other thing that you should get is maybe a special breaker. Celebier Shaman can replace Bulu, and you won't, hate yourself because you run Bulu. I think that's all I got for this one. You guys got anything else?
This is another case of being so close to success. Just like ugh,
Yeah,
one replacement could just really.
could really make this team pretty
Bring it together.
powerful. All right, so we got our number 11 here. We have Zach of the Miami Palafins
Damn,
Zach.
y'all are haters.
of this team.
Let's see. Zach.
Pretty high.
I have him pretty low. I think it's less because I dislike this team. Actually, I don't know why I have him so low. Maybe I was just on. Oh wait, I remember. Okay, you want to know why I have this team low?
He stole Roaring Moon.
It's because we have Roaring Moon and like 0 fairy resistance that I respect. We're gonna switch in Registeel all the time. What is Registeel gonna do?
I.
Like,
Switching Talonflame so I can die.
exactly. Like,
Switching them on
I'm
rocks.
I'm bringing a Terra Fairy Mon and I'm just clicking. Like, I'm going crazy. I'm clicking every single one. The other thing is the other 2 fairy resists that are not Registeel are both Terra captains. So like, they may not even be fairy resists in your matchup.
True.
So that's really awkward. I have this team ranked 12th. Caden had this team ranked 8, and David had it ranked 11.
I think the Palafin core is good enough to cook some teams.
I have the reverse reaction to the Palafin core.
That's racist.
Mostly because there's no pivot out of Palafin, or back into Palafin. So, like, you kind of just have to let something die. Or let
Yeah.
Palafin die.
So I specifically wrote Great Tusk cooks this entire team, low key.
Yeah. I just feel like there's so many, like, high tier Pokemon that just, like, clean this team's clock. It's not, like, a bad team. It's just, like, I feel like...
EQs and ice beams hit like a truck.
Yeah. Because you really don't want this Palafin to take the damage. But, overall, I think this team's actually pretty strong. I just feel like it needs, like, a... I'm going to say this a lot, because I feel like this was not a respected part of the draft. It needs good slow pivots.
Slow pivots are so cool.
Yeah, I've used the shit out of Glow King when I had him.
Yeah,
Bro,
very,
I
very
remember
powerful.
that. You were so, yeah.
Well, okay, I guess
Now
Dio
what?
Speed can teleport.
Oh,
Can
yes. I'm so excited to have my 90 base defense DSP teleport.
I can Gardevoir game
Um,
too, so those are their options.
Gardevoir would be. Gardevoir could.
Gardevoir gets hit by a physical attack and, like, kills
Right,
itself.
so you don't really want them to be
Yeah.
hits, but
True.
it is
Um,
there.
which actually leads me to my suggestion for this team. Drop Registeel, add Magnezone.
Mm.
Give yourself that slow pivot. Yes, you lose a rocker, but let's be honest, this team has so much hazards that, like, I don't care. Tinglu is the best hazard spammer in the game. That isn't, like, Glamora, but Deoxys speed is also very good at just being a suicide lead to set hazards. So there's no real reason to limit yourself with Registeel.
And you could probably. Well, you could probably take Terra off Talonflame, put it on whatchamacallit? Put her on Magnezone?
Yeah, probably. I was actually
He
going to
isn't-
suggest you take out Grafaiai as well and grab, like, Muck.
Wait, he doesn't really have a good, like, unburden thing for him, does he? What is.
Grafaiai.
What is,
Oh, yeah, he doesn't have a way to proc it.
Yeah. What does Arctozolt do? Like,
I
in
don't
general?
know, I just kind of
Yeah.
ignored it.
Okay.
Yeah, Slush Rush, I guess if you're playing against like a Slow King.
Yeah, it's kind of nice, but
Or someone has
Yeah.
Aurorus or something.
This
Yeah.
poor fossil Pokemon, bro.
yeah, I don't know what they did to him. But yeah, again, Magnezone and Muck, I think, is the way to go. I know Caden's a Muck believer. This is
Yeah,
how
I
you.
love
These two are how you soak that fairy damage, and you can make this Roaring Moon actually like really scary. And one slow pivot, and Muck is technically a slow pivot too because you can kill yourself.
Memento.
Can he explode?
Muck?
Yeah.
I think Wheezing can.
And you could also go Weezing. That's acceptable as
Look it
well.
up.
But yeah, that's what I would suggest for this team. I mean, nothing crazy. Yeah, it's a good team. I like
I think,
this
yeah,
one.
I like it.
I think this team is going to take a lot of games off people just because Palafin and Roaring Moon are like so threatening.
I'll be so real. It was so hard to it was so hard to rank these teams because it's like
Yeah,
it does.
Close.
It's like
It
it
really
feels
close.
like there's like one or two switches. It like changes a lot.
It really does. All right.
Hey man, Arctozolt's banned from UU right now.
No,
I'm not kidding, it's UUBL.
Yeah,
that's fire.
it's fucked up. But yeah, that's I
There's
think
hate crimes at UU, bro. It's crazy.
What do you
apparently
do?
I don't know what he did there, but you know.
What did he do?
Free, bro.
We'll move on to our next team. So now we have this team. We have Titus, and the Why Not Us.
Could easily be a lot higher.
This is very, very close, but I think there's a couple of things that like really for me make this team very, very annoying.
I
it's
know
close.
what I mean.
Specifically, Slow King Terra. Just
Oh yeah, that's pretty bad.
I don't really understand it.
It doesn't do anything. That's why.
Yeah, we were saying Sandy Sharks, right? I think that would just make.
Sandy Shocks and Colossal really need to be
Colossal,
carried.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
The big thing for me about this team is the hazard removal sucks. It's like really bad. Technically, Tornadus can defog you,
Yeah,
but like
yeah,
the other
Beedrill.
two are not hazard removers. Like what?
Fan Slash?
Sandslash is not gonna hazard remove for you. What do you mean? Like you're gonna come in and die. The only way that you're coming in and like, so let's say you wanted to hazard remove with Sandslash. Are you coming in to snow and getting off the spin, or are you trying to sweep? Like, I'm trying to sweep. I'm trying to kill people. Like, if I'm coming in on Sandslash, it's like, yeah, we gotta go.
Yeah,
go,
you're
go.
coming into Swords Dance.
Yeah, so like it's not an actual hazard remover.
I guess that
Colossal
makes
is
sense.
Rockfire 30 base speed with no Terra type. He is never getting off a single rapid spin in his lifetime. So your only hazard remover is Tornadus Incarnate with Terra, and man, Beedrill has that defog.
Yeah.
But I feel like Beedrill's like one of the reasons you actually really want hazard removal on this team.
Yeah, he's not. He's not. You don't want to put defog on that guy.
So
You want to put adaptability abuse.
yeah, so you want like U-turn, poison jab, X scissor, and like whatever knockoff or whatever, and just like go to town with that. But that's my main issue with this team. Is number one, the Terra captains are bad, and the hazard removal is kind of mid. But
Yeah, but it's like I think
otherwise,
like
this team is crazy, man.
this
Like,
team goes kind of nutty,
Slow pivot into Spectre and Beedrill is fucking terrifying.
as well as Kyurem.
Kyurem with the ice boost is very, very, very strong.
Yeah, and Kyurem gets freeze dry.
Yeah. So
Every ice type nowadays does.
That is
unless you're
not a
Reg
lot.
Ice, baby. The
He's-
block
he's
of
the-
fucking ice.
2 points for a reason.
Yeah.
Was he like
He's
3?
He's 3. It's fucked up.
But
But
once you're finally done killing them, you have to face King Gambit.
yeah,
You're done killing the monsters.
yeah. I do wonder if this is one of those teams that's a little too fast. But I don't think it's a big deal. I think the speed tiers are overall pretty good. So
Yeah, no, I kind of think it's kind of a crazy little like, oh man, thank God I killed Spectreer.
yeah.
Can't wait to kill the rest of them, and it's just King Gambit.
There is another thing that this team does have that's a little awkward. Is this ground weakness is crazy.
Yeah.
Does Sandy Shucks get D-Dance?
No. No.
Hey, you laugh, bro, but fucking like Iron Thorns does.
Yeah. But yeah, Sandy Shocks doesn't get much coverage. It gets Power Gem and Flash Cannon, and that's its entire coverage kit. So, yeah, that's why it's a really good Terra Captain.
He's pretty. He's just.
So strong.
He's really strong.
Take it from the guy who got 17 kills with this motherfucker. He's real good with Terra Captain. Yeah. Yeah, just switch your Terra Captains around is my suggestion. Get rid of Slowking and put it onto Sandy Shocks. And get a real spinner. This team is really strong. I think it can get to that point that Caden has it at 6.
What spinners do we have left?
Stormy.
Stormy could
is-
be kind of cool here.
Not with Slowking.
Oh, not with Slowking.
But you could do like what's his name? Fuck, I forget what he's called.
Avalug.
Tell us up my draft board real quick.
King Avalug.
I mean, it's a Pokemon. You can grab where is he? He's like you can grab Hitmontop.
Hmm.
That's
What?
like
It's like 6 points, 7 points. He's pretty solid. Pretty reliable spinner too. But yeah, that's all I really got to say about this team. Anybody got anything else?
Nah, you get bro.
Not I.
All right. So let's move on to our next team that we got going here. We have
Josh.
Actually, Josh. Yes, the coach of the Milwaukee Milk Tanks. So
Dude, I fucking love Delmas.
I think that Pokemon is so sick.
I think he's so cool.
So for this one, me and David have it at 6, and Caden has him at 13. Caden is the hater, so Caden, you get to explain yourself here.
Wait, I had him at what?
You had him at 13,
Josh?
Josh.
Yeah.
You had him at 13.
Oh, my fault.
Okay, well,
I gotta consult my notes. Hang on. Why did I do that?
Bro, I fucking hate Josh. That's his notes.
bro gonna crit me out of the
No
game.
crits this season.
Okay.
I think my biggest gripe was, I think it was just like, maybe because I'm so used to power creep, and I was like, oh, we only have like one real solid mon breaking the 120 speed tier, and it's Jolteon. So anyone who has like one of those
That's
elite
true.
speed tiers is just kind of, and any high attacking power is probably just gonna tear through this shit.
I don't know. It's like
I kind of agree, but I also think Blaziken kind of counts as that sort of.
speed, because like
And the other thing I want to mention about this team is this team can actually live. Like, the healing on this team is insane. You have Gliscor,
Oh my God.
Clefable, Wish Passing, Scizor has Roost, Latios has Roost, Blaziken I think has Roost,
Toxic Heal.
Toxic Heal on Blaziken as well. Let's see if this team page comes up. Oh wow, I love that my team page did not update. Okay, there we go. I believe my team page is now properly updated. This team has insane hazards.
Hazards are really nice. He has
Shuckle
sticky
Clef.
webs,
Shuckle,
just
Clef,
fire.
and Gliscor are like really, really strong hazard setters. He does miss out on some phenomenal rapid spinning, but Delmise is okay. It's not exciting, but it's okay.
I think it's exciting. I like Delmise a lot.
I like Delmise. He can get down a rapid spin for sure with Delmise.
You stop it.
And I feel like he has enough bulk to be able to pivot out without the slow pivot in Delmise.
Right.
So that is nice. Jolteon is a pretty good Terra Captain. Scizor's a pretty good
You're
Terra Captain.
excited to see Jolteon.
I am too. I think we saw him once.
We did. I think it was Aiden, right?
I don't remember who had Jolteon. Somebody had him though. He's a good Pokemon.
Yes.
There's a lot of hazard stack. I forgot. I didn't even mention Hisui and Samurott when I was talking about hazard stacking.
Which is,
Credit criminal.
dude, like, I think it's kind of, yeah.
He's got crazy breaking. He's got crazy like stuff. I don't know. This team is pretty strong.
I like this team a lot, personally.
And I think the one thing I will say about this team is this is one of the few teams that I don't think you can actually make a pickup that makes sense. You can't really grab anything off the board that's super better than what you have. You're pretty much, if you're looking to upgrade this team, it's trading.
Yeah.
You're looking for like your high tier spinners is basically what you're looking for, and yeah, there's not too many of those left. In fact, there's 0 of those left. So,
I mean, I think he had, like, some of the other ones before his change. It's like they were just not it.
yeah.
Yeah. I think if he could probably work out a trade with someone to get like a really nice spinner.
This team would be like ridiculous. Yeah. Otherwise, I think that's all I have to say about Josh. Caden, did you have anything I wanted to mention about Josh's team other than him being on the power grade?
About to say any hater ass shit. I think my main gripe was just that I think he could just get nuclear bombed by Chien Pao and also Dragonbolt. So.
I am a little scared of Blaziken, I'm not gonna lie, with Jian Bao.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does
double
resist
kick, right?
everything you want to do.
Yeah. And Dragapult can struggle to break Clefable. So
Kind of the classic classic Dragonbolt counter now.
yeah, let's just toss a Clefable in front of it and like hope it works.
Hope.
Yeah. And that's it's kind of true for Tian Pao too, right? It's like just toss Clefable in front of it and
Yeah, it kind of
you believe.
Yeah, I mean,
But-
a lot of these folks I have lower are just. It's not because I'm hating. It's just so close.
Except
Yeah,
for Josh.
It is pretty.
All right, Justin.
Alright,
now.
we have Justin's team.
I
that was
love
our
this
number
team.
8, by the way. I do like this team a lot too. For reference,
I'm at 5.
yeah. Caden has him a little high, I think, but
I just
Um,
it's like I think this team
Mhm.
could be like
it's so
I've told him
close.
it is close. It's just like I think it's just gonna feel so bad to play without any slope or just any pivots in general. Somehow, when building this team, we just actively dodged every pivot in the game, and it blows my mind.
Don't worry, guys. You have Tentacruel.
Oh, we're cooking.
It's teleport, right?
Tentacruel?
What?
No, he gets flip turn.
Oh, flip turn. Like a bunch of random Gen 1 people have teleport. Like fucking Arcanine has teleport. Why?
No, 'cause it was a
no
TM.
way. What?
It was a TM in Gen 1. The other thing that I have an issue about this team is I think Sarah Ledge and Torterra. It's less of an issue than compared to other Terra Captain situations.
Yeah.
But Sarah Ledge and
They-
Torterra kind of struggle without Terra, and with Terra they're like incredible. So you kind of
I
have
guess
to
you have to
pick
bring
which
one.
Yeah, you kind of get to pick which
Yeah.
one. Zygarde 10 also is a little awkward, not Terra-ing. It's okay, but like it's a little awkward. Otherwise, though, I think this team's very strong. It needs a slow pivot. It really does. Because getting in this Iron Valiant is going to be difficult. If it's not just a revenge killer all the time. And but otherwise, this team is very strong. Like Terrapagos Celesteela is like very difficult to break.
Dude, that's gonna be so tough.
I do kind of wish he had a Wish Passer for Terrapagos, but it's like it's fine.
How much is Zygarde 10? How many points is he?
He's like 9
9 or-
points. He's 9
yeah.
points.
Okay.
Pretty
Just
cool.
trying to think what he could do.
I mean, there's a lot of things he could do. My suggestion to this team, you might hear me say this a couple times, drop
Okay.
Zygarde 10 and add Vaporeon. Because
You're a
Vaporeon...
Vaporeon meat rider, my god.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, like, it
wish.
fills every role that he needs, right? Which is like, I need a Wish Passer for what's it?
It's just like slightly worse than Limomola.
It is. And I think
Cool.
Lulimo's are really good.
I think Limo's busted.
Yeah, so, yeah. And the other thing you could try to do, if you don't want to do that, I think the other thing is try to figure out a way to get, like, Uxie or Deoxys Defense on this team. And, like, then we're really cooking.
Me and Deoxys because it looks like Among Us.
Yeah.
That is true.
Here is something else, is that this team's hazard game is a little weird. It's not bad, it's just weird. You're putting it on Terrapagos, Torterra, and Armaldo to do it,
The goat.
which is...
Terrapagos is good.
Terrapagos is a good hazard setter. The rest of them are like, they're okay.
Torterra doesn't want to spend time setting up hazards though.
And
He wants
sometimes
to sit
Terrapagos
time.
doesn't either, right? Like sometimes you want to be a Calm Mind Terrapagos and just like crush people.
Just sit there.
Or Rock Polish Terrapagos. So like, it is a little awkward even on Terrapagos. And sometimes you're just going to be forced out of bringing Torterra. What are you bringing Armaldo all the time? It's not a problem, but like again, I think something like Uxie, Deoxys Defense, they play into this very, very strong. Also, try to get Zygarde 50, dude. Try to get Zygarde 50. I don't know how you'd figure
kind
it
of
out.
insane.
Figuring
You
out
already
how
have
to
that
get,
already?
no.
No.
But if you could figure out how to fit Zygarde 50 onto this team, This team
Yeah,
is
for
terrifying.
50.
But yeah, that's this team. I don't. It's really really strong. That's all I got. You guys got anything of this?
No.
All I wrote down was just severe lack of momentum, so it's going to be hard to set up without safe switches.
Yeah.
There's not a ton of usable priority moves. I think he has a lot, like in number, but like none of them are very good.
Sarah
Uh,
Lich has Shadow Sneak. It's pretty strong.
who else? I think there was like one more that was good.
Iron Lion
Extreme
has Shadow
Speed.
Sneak. E-Speed, Zygarde.
My last note was that I want to see Torterra make people quit. So
Yeah. I really like the hazard removal game here, so yeah. Otherwise, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on. We have number 7. One of our returning coaches this season. We have Chris.
Worst team I've ever seen.
Yes, worst team we've ever seen, so that's why we put it at number 7.
I hate this team for no specific reason.
Why?
I think this team's good.
I think it's really good.
It's gonna make my ass itch for sure, but it's good. It is good.
Damn, yeah, this is kind of nasty.
Yeah, I really like this team. There's
This
a couple
team
things
is
that I
kinda
think are kind of a
fire.
little weird, but there's like a lot of power to this team.
Mega Scizor and Namorous Dragapult.
That's
It's
it.
kind of insane.
That's a Fairy Dragon Steel Core right there, boys. This team has
That
really
is-
good speed tiers too.
Yeah, you got the
Like,
fastest
you
thing in
sprinkle
the.
through the entire ladder of speed. So that's really good. You force a lot of teams to actually adjust their speed. That's what you want. You have great screens with Aurorus and Dragapult. I can't believe I'm saying great screens is a thing. But when you have Volcarona on your team, you know, having screens is pretty nice. We have like a premier spinner, Donphan. Oh, I forgot to
Dude
update.
ran shit for years.
Yeah.
The dude was spinning goat.
Bro, Rillaboom, Mega Scizor's kind of sick.
Yeah.
Healing. I'm excited to see an Amorous. I don't think we ever used an Amorous.
Aiden had it in season 2
Okay.
with Kyurem and Goldango. So
He's got-
arguably a better core. But
He's got crazy like movement, like U-turn. There's so many U-turners.
yeah, there's a
Yeah,
lot of slow pivots too.
turners.
I love the slow pivot game with Mega Scizor and
Yeah.
Swampert. Rillaboom can kind of slow pivot, and it has terrain that you can set up for it, which is nice for Scizor. There's a lot of healing options.
I just
Do you
like.
have any wish passers?
No,
He's not. He's a healing wisher though.
he's a healing wisher, which is kind of
Yeah.
spooky.
Yeah, especially it's like it'd be nice for especially like if your what's his face gets burned, like
Yeah.
Dragapult or the Scissor Bug.
Yeah, I like Flame Body Volcarona to like spread potential burn for Dragapult Hex Sweeps. Yeah, this team is just really good. It's very very solid.
Like
I don't think there's anything like overly like it. Insane Fairy Dragon Steel Core. We got good slow pivots, good hazard control, good hazards. The priority options are very very strong too with Rillaboom and Mega Scizor. I like the Terra Captains. They're fine. Okay, there is one thing that I do notice about this team that is kind of annoying. There's no grounded poison.
bro.
So you can Toxic Spike this team into oblivion. That being said, Mega Scizor can come in and like defog, so it's not the end of the world. And most of the time, Donphan's probably on boots. So
I think I would have rather seen Donphan with the Terra rather than Bastiodon. But it's like I feel like Bastiodon's kind
I
of useless
don't-
without it.
I mean, like I don't know how you. I mean, I'd rather have Rillaboom than Donphan. That's really the option, right?
True.
Like
I know-
you'd rather. I mean, you could drop Aurorus and Bastiodon for Donphan, but
I think Aurorus is a nice ass Terra captain.
I
to have
think
on
it's
top
really really
of the room.
strong. I think Rillaboom is a good Terra Captain too. So
This is a little specific, but I think Chien Pao will give this team an absolute nightmare.
I'm a little spooked about Scizor, but otherwise, yeah, it's pretty strong.
It's a little shiced. Like his main core is kind of decked, but
Except
obviously he
Scizor.
can just play Volcarona and Caesar smart, and it's probably okay.
Yeah,
Volcarona can't really take much of a hit from it, but
under screens maybe.
Under screens, they could probably take a hit.
Maybe I'm not sure. It's probably pretty close. The other thing
I'm
is,
just constantly thinking about it.
The other thing
I'm
is
always thinking about
there's,
Jimbo.
there's no way to stop ghost spam. You have no dark type, and
Bro.
you have no normal type, so you can kind of just like
Mm.
click Shadow Ball into this team.
And that kind of that kind
It
of
hurts.
hinders
I
Dragapult
guess
a lot.
I guess
mean-
the hope is Dragapult does the thing, but better. So like
Yeah,
any ghost
which
type
is-
that tries to stand up to it just kills.
Yeah, which is fair. You also have a lot of knockoff users that are pretty good.
Yeah,
So,
he's got a
you
ton
have a lot of
knockoff.
assault vesters too. So like, it's not. Again, I don't think this is the end of the world for this team. I don't think it's a massive weakness. I just think it's something to note, and that maybe like if you have like I don't know, something that can actually do that kind of stuff, you should probably try it. Maybe like Horror Work could be okay into this team. Otherwise, we got something that I think would be cool on this team is a Alolan Persian of our Frostlass.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
Gives you Ghost
I almost
Resist.
picked that one up.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Is that the same?
Fast
Point tier?
Taunter.
Or you
It's
can
like
try Salazzle.
5.
It's 5 points. It's one less than Frostlass.
You need-
It's the same.
You know, and that also can also help like just get Dragapult in with Parting Shot as well.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Or you can run, or you can run Salazzle over Volcarona, but I don't know about that one.
Okay.
Yeah. Otherwise, I think that's all I got for this team. Anybody got anything?
No,
Nice. That's all.
All right, on to number 6. We got Jacob.
Yeah,
Some pretty
just-
diverse,
Six.
we had some diverse opinions on this one.
Yeah, this was a divided thing. I have this team at 9. Caden has this team at 3. He believes it is the third best team in the league, and David has this team at fuck. I'm trying to find this.
Schmeppin.
7. Yes. So basically, nobody came to an agreement on where this team lands, and David ends up getting the.
Let's
The middle
go.
Wisdom
yeah.
of the masses.
So, I guess I'll start with. How do we want to start this? Let's start with David's. Or no. We want to end on David's middle ground opinion. Caden, start with the. Start with the good. Start with the compliment.
First of all, Cyclozar is my goat. Okay.
Mhm.
Cyclozar has treated me extremely well. I fucking love Cyclozar. I think
Cyclozars are
I think Cyclozar as a Terra Captain is just so fucking.
It's
good
just-
right there.
it's so fire.
I
love
do
him.
like Cyclozar.
He's a great regenerator user. He's a nice pivot. He's not a slow pivot. I know it pisses you off, Ian, but
Hey,
I think he's great at his job.
I
Great
agree.
spinner.
I agree that having fast pivots has its place too.
Yeah.
I don't disagree.
Um,
It's a different
that's
style
one
of team.
thing. I think his core is pretty nice. I don't think it has any like glaring exploitable weaknesses like some folks do. It is a pretty nice defensive core. It has like good speed tiers. It's got good defensive answers to pretty much everything, or not everything, but most things. And also has good setup potential. So I think it's just like well rounded. I think there's like nothing that's like dramatically bad. Which is why I like it so much. Has a good priority option, Arcanine. Nice terrain option. Golden Ghost broken. Yeah,
Yeah.
just feel.
All right, so I guess we have to temper this with my take on this team.
Yeah, shit on it.
Okay, so I agree with most of the things you said. However, I feel like there's a couple things that are a little awkward on this team. I think the Terra Captains are very weak, mostly because you have Nihilego here.
That needs to be a Terra.
That really, really needs to be a Terra, and I feel like if it's not, it's kind of like a massive liability to this team, especially since your only real, like, ground resist is, like, fucking Halucha.
Lucha.
Which isn't the greatest ground resist in the world, especially because I don't know if this team is bringing Halucha to a lot of games.
I don't want to waste it on Burden proc like early on that.
Yeah, it's a little awkward. So I think that's an issue with this team. Another thing that I'm not in love with is I don't think there's a lot of synergy in the core of Feeny and Goldango. I feel like they kind of do the same thing, and the if you're combining the two, they don't amplify each other. They just it takes away the usage of Goldango. So that's a little weird too to me. I think there's just better fairies that you could put, not necessarily better fairies, but more synergistic fairies that you could put here. Also, I don't like the speed. The only thing I really disagree with Caden is that the speed tiers are very, very awkward to me.
That was like 4 120s.
There's like 4 120s and there's 285s, and everything else is in between. So like, there's like 2 100s, 4 120s, 285s, and then a 95. So like your speed tiers are not very broken up. So I can kind of outspeed 1, outspeed 2 kind of thing, which is really awkward. And it kind of, I think it takes away from the impact of how fast some of these Pokemon are. And then I also feel like that like Hawlucha Sceptile is kind of redundant.
True.
I mean, like I am. It's okay that the speed. It's better that the speed tiers are clumped higher than lower, so it's not the end of the world. But yeah, that's my bigger issue. Also, you can't abuse your own status spread that like Arcanine, Nihilego, and Gholdengo want to do because you're under Feeny. So, you know, it's a little weird. That being said, I think it's really easy to fix. Like, you just drop, like, Hawlucha and something, and, like... I actually think Feeny should be Rotom Wash, and you should grab, like a Namorous Therian instead of, Hawlucha, and then swap Terra Captains to, Nihilego, and, like, this team is, like, disgusting. But... that's my take.
Go again on them slow Terra Cap or slow momentum, whatever.
I didn't even mention a slow pivot.
Fucking Rotom.
Rotom's like kind of slow. He's not like
It's a beefy pivot.
What's his speed, like 80?
87. It's not slow. It's
Yeah,
like
I
mid
guess it's not
speed.
slow.
It's like Rillaboom speed, which I wouldn't really call Rillaboom
Low.
a
God,
slow pivot.
I need a slow pivot.
Yeah. So
Use
David,
it.
what do you think? You have anything to add?
Yeah, like I like his because when I rated it so middle ground because I really liked his Garchomp Gholdengo, but I didn't like the Feeny with it because I feel like it just suffocates him because it's like you can't do any like I don't know, you can't do any dragon moves in whatchamacallit in Misty Terrain, which kind of blows. But then it's like you can't also do like Thunder Wave and all that jazz with him, and then like Arcanine can't do any like Will-O-Wisps. But it's like I really like Meowscarada and Cyclizar in this team. I think those two are going to do some work. So it's like I think the thing I would do honestly is I would probably get rid of Feeny. I would try to pick up on Ja. I would try to pick up Indeedee because I think Indeedee with the Psychic Terrain would like do really well because it's like then it's like you can't get prioritied with Gholdengo, you can't get prioritied with Garchomp on like ice moves, and it's like then it gives room to also like Meowscarada, who's also just naturally fast. You can't get like Ice Sharded through that as well, so it's like I don't know. I think it can break just some things that are going to want to outspeed it with priority. So it's like I think you could figure out a way to get Indeedee on here. I'm a big Psychic Terrain fan. I love Psychic Terrain.
I will say the hazard control on this team is like excellent.
It's
Nihilego, Meowscarada, and Garchomp being your setters with Gholdengo blocking stuff, and you have
And then
access to
Rapid
Cyclizar
Spin.
for spin. I think the hazard sets on this team are like crazy. I actually do
Yeah.
think that you kind of get rid of the Cyclizar Terra. I know it's like really good on some teams, but I feel like on this team you're so offensive that you actually like do not give a shit about this thing ever going off, because like Nihilego, Arcanine, and like Garchomp and Gholdengo are like gonna carry you with Meowscarada too.
Honestly, I think you could
So,
probably
like,
drop
just-
style.
Just let the Cyclizar spin. Just let him spin. He's gonna do it every game, and it's gonna work really well. But that's just my opinion on it.
How much is yeah. I don't know.
Anything else that we have to go over here? Because I feel like
Get
we've
Indeedee.
kinda
I
covered
think
everything.
Indeedee's awesome. Wait, where's Rotom Wash on this bad boy? Actually, give me a sec.
14.
Where is 14?
Yeah.
How much is what's his face?
Feeney's 15.
I mean, yeah, that'd be kind of a cool Pokemon to get.
All right. Now the first one of us on here at number 6.
5.
You're right, 5.
It was unanimous for 2 of us.
Yes, 2 of us like this team, and the other one of us is the
Fucking
person who
sucks.
owns the team.
This team fucking blows. I know what the problems are with this team, and I don't know if I'm gonna do a thing to fix it. So just get it out now. Come on.
Um,
I'm too stupid and stubborn.
so we'll start. Me and David both have this at 5, and Caden has it at 9, which I think is a little criminal, but
This team fucking blows. I'm the coach of the Driftville Rangers.
Yeah, so he's got Tapu Koko, which is it's just even like minus like electric terrain. Tapu Koko is freaking awesome. Electric Fairy is really cool, but then he also has like Iron Treads with it, which I think he can utilize extremely well within the terrain. Now, I'd like that he didn't go too heavy on it either, because it's like with people having other terrain settings, like if you get your terrain gun being like so terrain heavy, it just blows.
it does hurt.
But it's like I think he's got 2 fantastic Terra Captains as well. That's why I have him so high.
Fantastic.
Yeah. They're
Like
very
Comfey.
strong.
Comfey. I don't know. I think Comfey's gonna make some people cry a little. Just
Yeah, that thing
That's
is
That's what I'm
annoying.
saying.
just Giga Drain, Draining Kiss,
Calm
like-
Mind turn 1.
and then just because because his ability triage giving what is it +3 priority.
Yeah, it's
Plus
faster
4.
than speed.
Dude, that's fantastic actually.
Like, shit on my board.
I guess I really just don't. I guess it's like I don't know. There's not much I dislike about it.
Yeah.
I can tell you what I dislike.
Let me go first before we
Okay.
have the pity party that Caden's about to throw. So I really like that this team is so. I like the electric terrain mode that this team has, and I say mode because I don't actually think this is an electric terrain team. I think this is just a decent team with electric terrain,
Agreed.
which is quite nice. I like Shaman Sky on this team specifically because this breaks the really, really annoying ground types that could otherwise kind of wall your electric terrain section. Not only can it come in on for free on the EQs, it can also just Seed Flare or Energy Ball right in front of them for massive damage. You also get Iron Moth and Shaman Sky are like really, really good at just breaking everything with special defense at all. Like you can just break whatever you need to with those two. You also have the best terrain in the league with Coco. He's the best setter, just by far. You're also extremely fast. Like I don't think there's any team in the league that's faster than this. I could be wrong, but like just overall, this team is like insanely fast. There's only like what 4 mon, less than half the mons are under 100, and one of them is 97. So that's really good. Your Terra Captains are very, very powerful as well. So I like that. And yeah, and I'm sure I'll go over some of the things that I'm sure Caden's about to go over here. I think the hazard game is pretty weak here. You got Treads and Wigglytuff, which like is
That's
not
fire.
a Pokemon.
Hey.
Wigglytuff's kind of a Pokemon, but it's like not really a Pokemon. You have a lot of fairy types. Steel and Poison can be a little bit difficult for this team. You can deal with it with Treads and Latios occasionally, but I mean, there's some struggle with that. The bottom of the draft is like not coming. Like we're not bringing back Banette, Honchkrow, or Wigglytuff like ever, probably maybe once for each, but like I don't expect those to ever really be a prominent part of the team. I don't know if Latios is really great here. It's like fine.
Really, I was thinking it's pretty cool with like wish passing.
Well, like here's the thing: none of these Pokemon want to get wish passed to.
What?
Like, what are you
What?
wish passing to Iron Moth?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking of, or the Urshifu.
Like, so Iron Moth doesn't have a single setup move, so like, you're not really.
What? It doesn't?
No, it gets.
Okay.
I mean, it gets Fiery Dance, so like you can gamble to get the setup, but
It doesn't
like, I don't
have,
know if
like-
that's worth it.
Fibernance?
No.
Bruh. That just looks
Comfey is loaded with so much
Healing, it
options to
doesn't-
healing that it doesn't actually need it. I mean,
Yeah.
Urshifu Rapid Strike can get the Wish Pass, but that's about it.
Mhm.
I guess it's a setup sweeper on your team, but like I don't know, it's fine at that. I can see why you're trying to trade it. The Terra Captains kind of clash a little bit. I don't know if you like they're fine without Terra, but they're much weaker. So that is a little tough. sometimes is that you're just like gonna have a regular fairy Comfey, and that's like what you're just gonna have to do. And you do have, I'll say it, there's no slow pivots on this team, probably because you have nothing under like 97 pace speed. So, I mean, that's kind of fair. But you do have enough bulk, I think, to where you can get away with it. So it shouldn't be a big deal, unless you like, I don't know, are swapping into something stupid. Yeah. Otherwise, I think this is.
You never know with me.
All right, so Caden, give it to us. What's your
All
What do
right.
you not like?
All right, my first thing is that I
for was ready?
was like in my dungeon poring over what to do, and I still somehow didn't cook because I have one hazard option that is not fucking dog shit, and that is Iron Treads. Because if I put Toxic Spikes on Iron Moth, just shoot me in the head. Like find out where I live and shoot me in the fucking brain. I'm not doing that. So Iron Treads is my only hazard option, which is like okay, great. He's like an amazing hazard option, and he can spin and shit. But I don't want to have one, right? So I was like kind of coping with that. I was like, well, it's okay because I just have a ton of like fucking hazard removal options, but they all have defog, and that's not good if I'm trying to do electric terrain shenanigans. So I need spinners. My first thing, I need spinners. I need more hazard. I need more stealth rockers, and yeah, there is like Terror Clash. I don't know if I'm so upset about that because, I mean, I do have a lot of fairy types, and Wigglytuff. There's no way Wigglytuff survives this week. But I think being a raw fairy type and still having my, insane priority moves isn't the worst thing in the world. And I think Urshifu also stands on his own merits.
Yeah.
So I think it could be okay if they don't Terra. Like, you're right, they're like way weaker, but also, what does Kofi normally Terra into? Like water or something? Grass?
Like
Fairy.
steel. It likes steel
Okay.
quite a bit because it dodges your
Steel,
your
yeah.
steel weakness and your poison weakness. So
And Urshifu? What does Urshifu like water?
whatever the fuck it wants.
Dude,
It's just
whatever
like,
you needed.
Yeah, it's like really good.
Yeah, water surging strike sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty gross.
Yeah, but I agree. I need to get rid of Latios. I just don't. I wanted to so badly complete my Dragon Steel Fairy Core that I just didn't realize I just don't really need to do that. Yeah, sure it works, but I just don't need to.
Yeah.
I agree. One of the things that I mentioned in mine was you should drop Comfey for a hazard setter. I think I suggested Yuxi.
Damn it, dude! I was thinking fucking Yuxi
Okay. Well, yeah, you can look at that.
or Azo.
And then move Latias for a slower pivot as well. That, you could just get in. Though I guess if you get Yuxi, it's not that big of a deal. Grab some sort of spinner at that. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I think this team is pretty solid.
Cool. I was thinking about Como. I love Como. I think he's. I know you're a Como hater.
I am.
Kind of cool, but could
I am a Como
be a big
hater.
fairy weakness, wouldn't it?
But I might run this a couple weeks before I start switching shit. We'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't really have that big of a fairy weakness, though. He has Iron Moth and Shreds.
True. Good point. Good point.
So, especially if he's.
But you're right,
Latios.
I don't want to. I don't have any. Do I have any quad weakness resistance to fairy? Oh, I do.
You do Moth.
Yeah, Moth, Fire him.
And I mean,
Okay.
Shreds is kind of like a goaded resist too, so you're not
Point
very soft to fairy.
invalid.
Also, okay, I think I will bring Mega Banette one of these days because, and hear me out, I think it's an okay lead option because it has Frisk before it Mega Evolves, so I could just get everyone's items, and
That makes
then I
sense.
click either Protect or just Will-O-Wisp, whatever's in front of me, and I just priority the shit out of something if I need to later, you know?
That is
That's
nice.
the
I do like Bird and
only-
Destiny Bond,
Is that the
Yeah.
only thing it gets?
but
Is that
No,
the
his
only thing?
pre-evolutions have, I forget, what? There's Frisk and a couple others, but his Mega Evolution is Prankster. But if I proc my
You only
Frisk
got-
before I Mega Evolve, then it's just it's done. I
He's only
know
got
all the
one
items.
status move. Like what? Oh, he's got two. Never mind.
Yeah, the T-Wave and Will-O-Wisp, right?
Me when I die.
all right. So I guess we'll move on to number 4. Getting to the
Oh.
high numbers now.
Yeah, 5 is
Again,
dog shit.
Again, we have the contrarian opinion of Caden here, where me and David actually agree on number 4, and Caden
You agree on
is-
all of these.
Not at the top.
We do.
2.
Oh wait, no, yeah.
Or, no, we agree on 1, but we don't agree on 2 and 3. So we're going Roman, Big Steppa.
Big step up.
Huge
Yeah.
hater of this team.
I know you are.
Bro, you had this team.
That's what I'm saying. I know exactly how it works. I know how to beat it. That being
Yeah,
said, I'm
you
gonna
do,
lose
but
to
the
him
rest
week
of 'em-
one.
Real.
Yeah. So both me and David have this at 4. Caden has it at 10. This team is like OU. It's just an OU team. Like,
Mhm.
that's it. Turns out that's pretty decent. Excalibur with Glow King is like a really good combo. Great Tusk and Cinderace is nice. I do think the Terra Captain selection is a little, it's a
Odd.
choice. Primarina doesn't really benefit nearly as much as Thundurus, which I think is one of the best Terra Captains in the format. But I don't think it matters because this team is still really, really strong. You know, Glow King Pax is a great option. You have access to Bolt Beam with Thunderous Backs as well. You get some physical and special breaking. You get, cleaners with Cinderace and Scarfed Thunderous, or even Scarfed Tusk. I don't think the end of this draft does anything. Wobbuffet and Ariados are not real Pokemon. But, like, I guess you have
David has something to say about that.
What?
You have a Webs mode for Ariados, I guess.
Ariados is a real Pokemon.
Oh, and I hate Skarmory on this team.
Oh.
I
Oh.
Okay, here's my justification. Are you really about to hazard stack when you have Cinderace on your team? You're gonna click spikes for 3 turns and turn off your court change.
Then core
That's
change.
what we're gonna do. That is what we're gonna do. Okay. That's just my opinion. It's like there's
That
no
could be a
reason
funny scam. That could be a funny scam.
to spikes yourself down. Like what? I don't understand.
You like it gets magic bounced at you, and you're like, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah?
So-
You court change.
It's
your
just that
pick.
muddy.
It's pretty funny. I mean,
That's
like,
something.
theoretically, I think the only magic bouncer in the league is what's his name, right? It's
Maybe
Diancie,
Diancie.
right? And hopefully, if you're a steel type in front of Diancie, you just
You just
murder
do
Diancie,
anything.
right? Like, you just.
He's thinking the long game.
Knees, bro.
Thinking the long game, yeah.
I guess. I'm scared of getting set up on when I see Diancie in front of me, though.
I don't really got much to say. It's just strong.
Switch to Thundurus. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Lycanroc Dusk here instead of Skarmory looks disgusting. Gives you a speed tier that you want. Gives you rocks.
Dude, I thought you meant midnight for a second. I was like, bro, what?
No. Dusk.
That's just
That is.
I have a few hate notes. Okay.
Go for it.
word.
Okay. My first note was nice core, buddy. Looks familiar. My second note was Paldea Dex ad team.
Is
And then my
Wob-
third-
I guess Wobbuffet's not, but yeah, otherwise.
Yeah, otherwise, yeah.
So
My third one was like lethal sweep and hazard stacking options, but core change question mark.
Hey, I'm not the only one.
Okay. I said the priority options are good, but I think not having any ghost immunity or resistance is kind of rough, especially when Dragapult is around. You can just click fucking Shadow Ball and there's nothing you can do about it. I guess you could put in like Primarina to resist or something. But
Guys, that's what the Wobbuffet's for. You come in, you take the big damage, and you mirror coat.
Oh, we did that in the anime.
That's how Mike Nuzlocke's end. I mean, Glow King, obviously, but Glow King is
Oh,
gonna
but-
get cooked by.
Wobbuffet's Shadow
Shadow Ball.
Tag doesn't even work on ghosts. No.
Oh, it's tough.
Oh man, that's so sad. Alright.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I don't actually have any hate or malice for this team because I do love all the Pokemon on it. It's just out of all the close things, all the close teams, I put this one a little bit lower than everyone else. Okay. I have no malice for this team. I put it just below me. Okay. That makes you feel any better.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. So now we have our top 3, which we all well no. Caden did not agree that our third place was a top 3 team, but the rest of them we all agree are our top 3. We have our second of teams that are one of us, I guess. We have the Dallas Steel Wings for David.
Let's go.
I put David at 4 for the record, so it's not like I was much different.
Yeah,
Nah,
you're
you put
not-
me
you're
at
not far off.
16, bro.
Me and David have this at 3. Caden has it at 4.
Yeah.
Actually, I have
You-
this at 2.
No, you had it 2. I had it at 3.
Who wants to go first?
I guess I'll start.
But-
this team is like super well balanced. I think Zarude is the strongest Terror Captain like on the board. And I think it's not even really close. So that's a great round 4 pick for this team. The next thing that I'll say right off rip is that Mega Gallade is very powerful. I know that I know it's gonna come out of what comes out of Caden's mouth is gonna be a Mega Gallade slander, but I assure you, it's great. Glamora.
No. Just kidding.
Glamora.
That was a skill issue.
Glamora Raichu is really good hazards, or not hazards. They're really good status spreading core, so you can get out some nuzzles to even remove, to lower the speed barrier that Mega Gallade needs to kill people. So that really helps. Also, Toad Scroll has Stun Spore if you need to use that. You have access to T-Wave with some important mons as well. Gouging Fire to spread Burn for some reason if you wanted to do that.
We'll be doing that.
You have a ridiculous defensive core with like Mantine and Gouging Fire, which I think is really, really strong. Diancie also just like there for some reason. Diancie's fine. Diancie's fine. It's a lot of hazards as well, so there's not a weakness there to exploit. You have a decent spinner in Toad Scroll. It's not like the greatest spinner of all time, but you know it's a spinner. You have Glamora as a spinner as well. You have Mantine as defog. You have 2 Wish Passers as well, and you have like multiple mons that have Recover. Synthesis, Zarude, Gouging Fire has Morning Sun, Roost on Mantine. There's just a lot of things that can do that. Wish on Raichu and Wish on Mega Gallade if you need it is really, really strong. The Terra Captains don't conflict. You can let Zarude do whatever you want. And yeah, that's about it. There's a little bit of awkward speed tiers, I'll say that. It's probably one of the reasons it's not number 1 or number 2. Is that, well, I have it at number 2, but the speed tier is a little awkward there. 100 to 110 is clustered, so you can kind of abuse that if you really want to. You'd really like to have something that can take advantage of hazards or the status spread a little bit better. Strong Hex Sweeper would have been nice, but it's not that huge.
Like a Dragapult.
Yes, like a Dragapult, David. And you'd probably like a bit of a slow pivot somewhere. I wish Mantide had Flip Turn.
Package is criminal.
But, I mean, like, it really isn't that big of a deal with this much status. You can probably just get away with it. So, yeah. That's what I gotta say.
Yeah, there's not much you can do against this shit. I'll be so real. My first note is show me how to use Gallade Mega Zeddy, because I didn't know how to use that fucking thing. I'd say there was like maybe a concerning ground weakness. I think that was a fraudulent statement. You have a immunity and 2 resists. I think it's fine. I mean you have like the best hazard spam control in the fucking universe. Like no one compares to Glamora.
That's true.
So that'd always be OP. I think one of my biggest things I liked a lot about this team is that there's just so many options for damage. Like there's just so many different ways that you could cook this team up in like different ways to fuck everyone. Like there's no
wrong
like
answer.
Yeah,
This
there's
team is,
no
like,
offensive
very
game
versatile.
plan. Yeah, there's no like offensive game plan that is unchecked or that isn't possible with this team. So it's like no matter who you have this week, you have a way to fuck them. Guarantee it.
Yeah, that is one thing that I will mention. This team is probably hell to prep for. Because not only do you have to deal with all these sweepers, but you also have to keep Glamora in the back of your mind, where like you have to do this. You also have like ways of like fucking over the bulky poisons with like Mega Gallade and Toad Scroll are capable of like dealing stuff. A lot of the like Gouging Fire can really fuck these poisons too, so it's pretty tough out here.
My final note was there's a high chance to see Zarude absolutely abuse the shit out of Terra, and I really want to see that happen for your sake. But because they let you get Zarude round 4, it deserves to happen.
Yeah, no, this is. I'll be for real. This is like probably this is the best I felt about a team.
It's fucked up.
This is the best I felt about a team, which is typically not what happens.
Guys, this is good. He won 2 straight seasons. We're cooked.
This is typically because like last season, I liked last season, but I felt like there was something off about it. I was iffy. And then season before last, I gutted the whole fucking team at a point, I think. But like this team, I don't know. I feel like this has just a. I'm really excited to use Bundle again. I want to actually use him rather than like just throw him out, watch him fucking die, like
He
a
says
billion
that, he
times.
still got like 12 kills with Bundle that season.
Bro, that dude, it just felt like hell with Bundle.
Yeah. I think he
'Cause
averaged
just-
like a kill or 2 per game. Something crazy.
I was in such a mental poor state, missing like a billion things. It was
Yeah.
awful.
I do like that Bundle's on a team that doesn't have like a bunch of moves that can miss.
Yeah.
Especially
I
Double
agree.
Eight. Double Eight literally
I
can never
agree.
miss.
I'm really excited. I really like these Pokemon I have. Like especially like the sleepers like Mantine and Raichu. I think those are gonna be super fun to use. I really like low tier Pokemon just in general.
Terra Raichu is pretty funny. E-Speed is gonna come out, so he's
I
not
just-
gonna be ready for it.
And yeah,
Tackle.
I'm really excited. And I completely agree. I think Zarude, I think it's a little silly. I was looking at. I remember sitting down the board. I'm like, man, what do I need? I was like, I need a grass type. And I was like,
good.
I was like, I remember some Zarude glazing. And I looked at it. I was like, okay, yeah, okay, this
It's
thing
not
is not
glazing.
Terraband. All right, I will be picking this up.
that is-
And if I didn't, Caden would have picked it up. But yeah, no, I'm really excited. I thought I fucked myself at one point picking up Gouging Fire, but no, and then it was all fixed and rattle-daddled. But
All right.
I'm very excited.
Well, let's go to our last member of the trio here that is here. Oh yeah, I have no suggestion for this team. Maybe you pick up a Hex Sweeper if you like really hate something. I don't know. There's no suggestion I really have. Yeah, let's go to the last member of us three. It's me, the Phoenix Ferrets. We got the Chi and Pao team.
And it's I mean, that's
I
all
wanna
you have
play
to
this.
say. That's all you
I
have to
wanna
say,
play.
really.
I want to play
Team-
against this team, Ian.
Yeah, like let's see the look like.
That's the one.
Ching Pao got past 4 people. Crazy work.
Yeah, I don't know how that
Fucking-
happened.
That I do. Moving on.
I don't know. I'm really excited. I'm excited to see this team do something because it will. It's going to do something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Chi and
it's got-
Pao, my beloved.
Like Chi and Pao's there. Mega Ampharos, I think, is just criminally slept on. I just really like that Pokemon in general. Alola Mola, Ian's really good with. I know it's not about people, but like Regenerator, Alola Mola, I think it also has Wish Passing, which is like,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
that Annihilate is gonna stay healthy,
Yeah,
baby.
yeah, it's like Annihilate's gonna stay healthy, and it's like because he can just keep taking hits, and then Ian can just switch in Alola Mola, and then oh man, Alola Mola wishes, and then goes to fucking I don't know, the Therian Tornadus because he also has Regenerator, so it's like he's got a really nice Regenerator core going on. So it's like with the Regenerator core he has, on top of Etran, Annihilate, and Chi and Pao, it's just like so hard not to be like, well, this team is definitely a like top team.
My first note is Chi and Pao, my beloved. Please have mercy. Chi and Pao is so busted. He carried my dog ass last season. So, I mean, fuck, dude. This is cooked. Solid cores all around. They have the perfect tools to enable Chi and Pao to just completely fucking ruin this format. And my third note is not happy this team exists. Not gonna lie. Exclamation point. Only weakness I could possibly see is like maybe some fairies, like maybe some bulkier fairies, or even higher attack fairies could punch some holes in the team. But I mean, good luck. I think you're just gonna heal it back. And like the mix of like slow pivots and sweepers is just fucking disgusting. Yeah. I don't think there's like a ton of priority moves, but you just don't really need it.
Yeah, you don't need it.
Outspeed Raw, or
Chi
they
and Pao
just
has all the
live.
priority, right? So.
Yeah, like he just has every priority move known to man.
Okay, guys, this is a hot take. Give Mega Ampharos Thunderclap,
Dude,
please.
Yes,
dude,
someone else needs it. Someone else needs it.
that'd be kind of fire.
Oh,
we're
you only have
getting
one spinner,
Yes.
but it's all right.
Um,
Saint/Terra's in the fine spinner.
all right, so I will tell you what I think is the. So I agree with most of the things you guys are saying about this team. I think Latios isn't talked about enough. Latios is really good. Pheasantipity is nice as well.
So
Roseback
bulky, I didn't know that.
Or it's not going to hit a single Toxic Chain.
No, I'm not. It doesn't have an ability. I think the Terra Captains on this team are kind of weak. Like, I mean, Heatran is good, but after that, like, it's kind of like, you know what? They're
Shiest.
they're okay, I guess. They're Pokemon. And then you know, there's a lot of defoggers, so I'm kind of stuck like removing my own hazards. Not that it's the end of the world, because I'm not actually a spike stacking team. It's like I just toss like hazards out and go for it. Here's the big one though. I have no ghost resistance other than Chi and Bao.
That is true.
If you want to like spam like
Shadow Ball, Shadow
Dragapult's Choice Specs Shadow Ball, like you can, and it is quite concerning for this team.
Chris.
So, Chris, I'm letting you know that's a good option. But yeah, I can like I mean, obviously you have to contend with Chi and Pao just absolutely murdering you, but if you can get around that or like you can pivot around it the right way, it's very difficult for my team to deal with Shadow Ball spam. So, yeah. Otherwise, I don't really have much to say about this team. I'm not going to make a suggestion for myself.
I think I'm going to do this.
Guys, I'm going to broadcast the transaction that I'm about to make so every single one of you can snipe me.
Snipe it.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Cool.
I think number one.
Number
one.
Unanimous number one.
Yeah,
Unanimous number one, truly.
Nobody is
This is
surprised by
fucked up,
this.
bro.
This is like a...
This is
This
a
is fucked
crazy fucking team. I'm like,
I'm
oh
mad
God,
that this
bro.
was... I'm mad that this was allowed.
dude,
Oh wait.
this stuff, and I'm like, man,
The Houston Hondas. Aiden.
The
fucking-
logo's clean too.
the logo is
logo's
so clean.
like really
I-
clean.
I am glad that this team is good. I'm not gonna lie, but man, I hate it.
Oh yeah.
And not only do I hate it, but this team has an annoying stall core too. Like, it's what I hate about this team. Okay, so by the way, what I mean hate, I mean like it's really good, and that's why I
Like,
dislike
it's under
it.
my skin.
What I hate about this team is it's so good in every aspect, and none of these mons are like genuinely weak. There's a couple things we could talk about being weak on the team, but like it doesn't matter because the top end is like so strong. Like maybe Rotom isn't optimal, maybe Smeargle's not optimal. Okay, who cares?
Who cares? You have Mega Latias Urshifu single strike, bro.
Yeah, this is like the most criminal combo
With
of, like,
Pharaoh Seed, bruh.
with Ferrothorn.
Sis, bruh, what am I saying? Yeah,
He's got a Thorn now. He had Ferroseed in the
Oh,
initial
oh.
build.
Bro evolved.
Yeah, and then he evolved. He has Mamoswine Terra, which I think is an incredible breaker. It's not like a Hoopa Unbound or anything, but it is an incredibly powerful breaker. Offers priority for this team as well. Yeah, he has a somewhat slow pivot in Pecharunt. He can play this stupid fucking stall game with Pecharunt, Mamoswine Ferrothorn Togekiss, which is hell to break.
And then Poison Puppeteer. I don't think
oh.
we've gotten a scene.
And I didn't say it, but also Mega Latios is part of that core because it can Wish Pass. He's double Wish Passers that are like genuinely good. Every single one of his core of defensive mods have Regenerator, or not Regenerator, have Recovery Move and Wish. Other than like, and
Yeah,
they
I
all
just-
have pivot moves except Ferrothorn. But he
It's
can
like
explode. So
I'm gonna be
yeah.
real. It's like I don't know. I'm looking at it. I'm like,
I don't
I don't know
to
what
do.
you're supposed to. I don't know what you're supposed to do. Like his bulky Pokemon just fucking nuke you.
Yeah, like by the time you're done with these bulky Pokemon, like what are you gonna do to Mamoswine,
Yeah, like
Latias, or Single Strike? Like it is so cooked by that. Even Swellow at that point could probably just take you out with like a terrible
and his priority.
Moonburst.
His priority is also just nasty as well. It's like, no, I'm
Yeah, this team's
pretty
scary.
excited. I'm pretty excited to see.
I am scared of this team. If I'm going to make any sort of suggestion to this team, you have no
Drop
spinner.
everything.
You have no spinner. Swap Rotom for a spinner, I guess.
True. Komala, he's
grab
goated.
like Avalugg, dude. I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Grab Komala.
I-
He's
actually
underrated.
Genuinely grab Hisui and Avalugg, and the reason I'm gonna say it is yeah, you could also grab Kamala. That's also a really good option. For this team.
My goat.
But Hisui and Avalugg specifically because you could also get an additional rocker out of it, and your team is slightly light on rocks. I mean, like Mamoswine, Ferrothorn. That's it. and then like I don't know, drop a Rotom for like Electrode or Manectric, maybe Bolton on 4. That's the only suggestion. Like the most minimal suggestion ever. You're never gonna see these Pokemon.
That's literally all I wrote too. I was like, the only thing I wrote was that it's like maybe not the fastest team, because
But
like I guess like you're really only like super fast guys like Swallow, but fucking cares.
yeah,
Um,
like this team is just gonna fuck you up.
I said no spinners is kind of rough, but you have like a million defoggers. My final note is this team looks really solid. Help! Exclamation point. So
Yeah,
fucking GG, bro. Whatever.
yeah, this is dumb. The second that I saw Megalodios and Urshifu single strike on the same, I was.
You started texting us. You were like,
I
bro,
was-
what the fuck?
I don't know. Maybe was me and David in a call at the time because I
We
remember
were
saying.
in a call with you.
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, I think-
saying out loud, like, guys, as long as Urshifu and the Lotties don't get put together, we'll be
And-
okay. And then, like,
And now it's a
immediately
Mega.
it immediately happened, and I was like, fuck.
Dude,
Though, to be
uh,
fair,
oh.
guys, if I was absolute, my initial draft plan was to grab Mega Latios because I thought it would slide to me. With Chi
But
and
you
Pao.
can't pass a Chimpao.
I was like, if I can get Chi and Pao Mega Latios, guys, this game is over. Yeah, I think that's all we got for this. You guys have any closing remarks? Good luck this season, everybody.
I'm really excited for this season.
Yeah,
Me too.
this is a good season. I think there's going to be a lot of fun games. Yeah, good luck, everybody.